Hey guys, Master List here with my first ever deck tech, and today we're going to be talking about rakdos, aggro, and there's going to be a little bit of burn in there as well. We'll start off with our mana base here, and we have one Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Each land is a swamp in addition to its other land types, which is really good for us because we're not really running a ton of swamp in our deck here. So we'll go ahead and set that over there. Next on our list is going to be a 4 of, oops, got one too many of those. That's all right. 4 of Bloodfell Caves, which is the new lifeland that came out in Kahns of Takir. Woo, too shiny. All right. Well, it comes into play tapped, and it gives you a life and then taps for a red or a black, which is really good for us. We like that. And then, as you noticed before, we now have Temple of Malice. It's the Skyland from Born of the Gods, and we always like that. You know, it's red-black, enters battlefield tapped, and you scry 1. Good for anybody. Then we're going to be running a wonderfully beautiful set of 6 swamp, and then we have ourselves just about 7 mountain here. Also very beautiful, little bit of vintage in there. All right, so that's our manor base. All right, now then for our creature base, and you guys, you know, I'm open to suggestion. But this is going to be a little bit different than everybody's used to because, well, I'm going to run 3 Akron Crusader. He's a hero. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Akron Crusader, put a 1/1 red soldier creature token with haste onto the battlefield. He's a red 1-drop, and he's the only red 1-drop I have in the deck. So he's just there to kind of, you know, give me a little bit of extra creatures whenever I feel that I need them. He's very good early game, and we're not looking to go into the long game. If it gets into the long game, we're probably losing. The deck is supposed to be very, very fast. Make sure I don't pick up too many here. Then we're going to run our only other heroic creature, which would be Tormented Hero. Enters battlefield tapped, but still a great 1-drop. Whenever you cast a spell that targets him, your opponent loses 1 life, and you gain life equal to the life lost this way. So that's always good. A little bit of life gain there. Sometimes we need it, sometimes we don't. But this deck is a lot different than anybody's ever seen. Then we're going to run 3 of Blood-Soaked Champion. He can't block. He has a raid trigger, which kind of makes him a new Gravecrawler, except only crappy in comparison, I believe. Return Blood-Soaked Champion from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this ability only if you attack this turn, and that's for a colorless in a swamp, and he's wonderful 2/1. Our next card on the list is one of my new favorite cards. I really like it a lot. We're going to run 3 Ruthless Ripper morph. Reveal a black card in your hand to morph him. That's his morph cost. He's amazing. Death Touch. Whenever he's turned face up, target player loses 2 life. I mean, that's good early and late game. That's going to drive me crazy right there. Then, we're getting into our 2-drops now. Come on, focus. Focus. We've got the Spiteful Returned. I call him the Spitful Return because, well, why not? It's fun. He's a bestow creature. Whenever he attacks or enchanted creature attacks, defending player loses 2 life. And then it gives the, you know, the enchanted creature +1/+1. I really like him a lot. You can put him on any of these wonderful 1-drops here on turn 4. He's good early game. He's good late game. And at minimum, you're getting him in. You're going to get him in for 2 at least. So next is going to be Timmy, Timer at the Murder King. So these are black and red. Colorless and red, sacrifice another creature who deals 2 damage to target player. That's where the Bloodsoaked Champion and the Agro Crusader really come in handy. And then for a colorless and a black, you can return him from the graveyard to your hand. And we're running 3 of him as well. He comes in. He's pretty scary once he hits the field. I've seen him die a lot. We're getting up into our higher drops now. Yeah, it's supposed to be very fast here. We've got Master of the Feasts. I'm running 3 of them as well. Flying 5/5 for 3. You can't ask for anything much better, you know. Desecration Demon, maybe. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent draws a card. Fine, whatever. If he drops on the field, it's kind of over. Unless you find an answer. And then the only thing that we're running not 3 of, we have Mogus, God of Slaughter. 2 colorless of black and red. Is indestructible. We want him in there as the enchantment. He's in here for the ability to help reduce the amount of creatures that they have on the field, or get in some extra damage maybe. If we have all of our wonderful creatures on the field, we can activate him, but it's probably not likely. And it makes for an easy choice to side out if he did not come in handy. Now we're going to go into our spells here. The first one we have is going to be Hammerhand, which is an enchantment aura for 1 red. Whenever Hammerhand enters the battlefield, target creature can't block this turn, which is really good because we don't have a lot coming over the top in the flying area. And then it also gets +1/+1 and has haste. So it really helps us get in with the Agro Crusader turn 3 or 4 and get another dude out. You know, it's going to be helpful later on in the game, even in early game, to get that one extra guy. Our next one is going to be Titan Strength. Target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn, and scry 1. It's also a 1-drop. We're running 3 of those as well. I really like that card. It helps us trigger the heroic, and it really kicks off a nasty little beast with Master of the Feast there, you know. Yeah, I've got an 8/8. Fuck you. So our next card is Infernal Fist. We've got 3 of those. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature gets +2/+0. Use tap a mountain and sacrifice it. Deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Like I said, we've got a little bit of burn in here. This is how the deck was designed, is to get in with as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible, and in some fun and interesting ways. So that's our first burn card. You know, it's the new shock, but it takes a minute. Then we were going to run 3 Lightning Strike. Deals 3 damage to target creature or player for 2. That's pretty self-explanatory. Removal, burn you. And then we've got ourselves 3 Stoke the Flames, which is a 4-drop with Convoke. Stoke the Flames deals 4 damage to target creature or player. And yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory as well. Now then, for the interesting part of all of this is our sideboard. All right, we've got 3 Zathrid Slyblade, come on, which has Hexproof. For a 3-drop at 2/1, I mean, Hexproof in black is kind of a rare thing these days. And for 3 colorless and a swamp until end of turn, it loses Hexproof and gets First Strike and Death Touch, which can help us reduce the amount of creatures that they have on the field while saving our own. Great against green for this deck. Our next card coming out to see play is going to be Hero's Downfall. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. We've got 4 of those. Just set that over there. And then we've got, I think I might have to go with a non-shiny version of one of these. I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, yeah, there we go. We've got 4 Bioblights, target creature, and all other creatures with the same name as that creature get -3/-3 until end of turn. We all know that's in there. To hell with Elspeth. Fucking kill that whore. Then we're running 1 whip. Just 1. Creatures you control have lifelink, 2 colorless, 2 swamp. Tap and return target creature from graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. If it would leave the battlefield, exile it. Yeah, you can only activate it as sorcery, whatever. We all know what it does. If you don't know what it does, you just got into Magic and you need to pick that up. If you're looking at black, you need to pick that up. Then it's a wonderful counterpart, Erebos, God of the Dead. Yeah, we're running 2 of those in the sideboard. My opponents can't gain life. Awesome, we like that. And then I can pay 2 life to draw a card and 2 mana. We always like that stuff. And he can always become a creature. Then the last card here in our sideboard is going to be Ingaruk's Wake. I don't even know if I can make the mana to get to the 9 mana that I need to play this. But if I can, congratulations to me, right? Destroy all creatures and planeswalkers I don't control. That is a huge thing with this deck because you can get overran pretty easily. Green has a lot of issues with green, and that's pretty much the only deck that really kind of beats it right now. Is green. I've taken out the Ravel Red. I've taken out a lot of different decks. But if it's running green and I'm looking at coursers and anything else, I just really have a problem. But that is my first deck tech. They will get better, I promise. But if any suggestions on my deck, per se, you want to tell me any ideas that you might have to help improve the deck and keep with the style of it, that would be great. Once again, I am Megalist, and you guys all have a wonderful day, and stay safe, man. Stay safe.